Hi guys, missed me yet? Yep, it's Kate from Crocoblock. Here's one thing. Our developers are doing their best to fit your needs. Our testers are actually working their pants off to find and eliminate bugs and make your Croco experience smooth and easy. Our supporters are right there to help you figure out every tiny little thing that confused you and made you feel frustrated. We do listen to you guys, and that is why today I'd like to introduce you to brand new feature, JetAppointment plugin. You've asked for it so many times, and we decided to treat you with this cool functionality, which, by the way, is very simple to use. So guys, shall we get started? So guys, JetAppointments plugin works in combo with JetEngine, which gives you the possibility to use all cool features of JetEngine and apply them to your JetAppointments and get the best out of these both plugins. Also, there is one cool feature in JetAppointments plugin is the WooCommerce integration. And it gives you the possibility to use different payment modules within WooCommerce and apply them to your checkout page. So, once your JetAppointment plugin is installed, you will find Appointments tab on the left. So let's click on Appointments. Before we start using the plugin, actually, it has to be set up. So let's try to do this. On the first step, we have to connect the post types that we have. So prior to recording this video, I already created two post types, services and providers. I'll show you the front end right now. So I have the cooking website, it's actually the restaurant website, and I have different providers, so the chefs actually who cook different types of food. And also I have the services of this restaurant, and a user, for example a customer, can order one of them. So for example, let's click on the first aid service, and he has the picture of the first aid, he has some content, and he will be able to order this service and actually pay for it as well once we set up everything. So over here we have to connect our services custom post type with the providers. Okay, let's click next. On this step, we can set up additional tables for our database. These ones come by default, and I'll also add the phone. So, for example, customer can leave his phone number, and you as administrator, you can give a call to the customer and, I don't know, ask additional questions if you have. And also, I'll add comments. Okay, now let's click next. So on this third step, we are able to set up the working hours. So here are the working hours throughout the days, and the days off actually is I would say the public holidays, right? And we are able to set them up as well. So for example, on the New Year's Eve, the restaurant will be closed because this is a public holiday, and the user will not be able to order a service for this particular date. And also there is a possibility to set the default time slot length, which is actually the default duration of the service. So for example, a user has a first date and he wants to order it, and the default time will be, let's say, 2 hours. Please pay attention that here we have only 4 options of the duration, but later on in the post of the service, you're able to prolong this period. So I'll choose 2 hours first. Right now I'll add the public holiday. We talked about the New Year's Eve, so let's pick the date. also we can add, let's say, Christmas Day. And on the Christmas Day, we'll actually have 2 holidays. So I'll add the 24th and the 25th. And regarding the working hours during the week, there is a possibility to set them up the way so, for example, your employees will have 1 hour lunch break. So if you wanted to set up, if you want to set it up like this, we can choose, for example, the start time 10 a.m. and the finish time will be, let's say, 2 p.m. Then we add another working hours, and hit the start time 3 p.m. and the end time, let's make it, I don't know, maybe 11 p.m. Okay, so this way the customer will see that, for example, the restaurant is open at 10 a.m. and there is a 1 hour lunchtime between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. So in my case, the restaurant will be working without lunchtime. So just give me a minute, I'll set this up. You can actually either remove the prior setup, or you can just do like this. Not really, so we'll have to remove all these things. Okay, so just give me a minute, I will set up the working hours for the days and we'll move on to the next tab. And actually, if you have any questions, if you would like to ask something or you are confused about some things throughout the video, just let us know in the comments and we will gladly answer. And also, if you have any ideas, if you, for example, want some cool features to be added, the ones that we don't have yet, you are welcome to enter this information in our Facebook community. And you can also leave this information in the comments below. Okay, so Saturday, 10 a.m. and 11 p.m. Okay, we're almost there. Okay, cool. I think that Monday could be a day off for us, or maybe Tuesday. Let's make it Monday. So on Monday, the restaurant will not be working, but on other days of the week, it will be working. So let's click next. Okay, so on the 4th step, there are actually 3 options, as you can see. We can turn on the WooCommerce integration, which will give the opportunity to our customers to not only just schedule the appointment, but also pay for it. And here we can pick what forms to be created. So I will explain one thing. These 2 forms are marked on by default. Why? Because we decided to create actually 2 forms, one for the sample page or static page. So this form can be added to any page on the website, and the user will have the opportunity to pick the service, the type of service that he wants to order, and to pick the provider who provides this service, and then set the date, time, add his contact information, and actually schedule the appointment. And also we added another form, single service form. So it has to be added to your single page template. Why? Because, for example, user wants to schedule an appointment for the first date. He already looked through all of the services that you provide, and he decided that he wants to actually schedule the appointment for the first date. And he doesn't need to scroll through the list of different services and search for the one that he already picked, and he is on the single page template of this service. He already knows that he wants it. So by default, when this form is added to the single service page, by default there will be chosen the service that is shown in the single page template. I hope you understand what I mean, but anyways, if you don't, I will show you later. So right now, let's click Finish. Okay, here's the page that gives us the information what has been done. Yes, so we managed the custom post types, we enabled the WooCommerce integration, and we did create two forms, the single service form and the static page form. So right now, let's click Go to Plugin Settings. Here we can see the appointments booking settings. So we can see the general settings where the services are connected to providers, and the WooCommerce integration is enabled. Here in the Working Hours tab, we can see our setup. So Monday is off. We have 3 public holidays. Let's add another one actually for the 8th of March. And it will be Women's Day. It's actually called like that in Ukraine, but I'm not really sure if it's called like that in Europe or other countries. Anyways, so 8th of March. Cool. So the settings have been saved. You can also change the different settings here as well, so you don't have to go through the setup procedure one more time. Okay, there is another really useful tab, Advanced Settings, and here we can check, we can select actually the availability of the services, and by default it is set to through all services. So for example, when a user orders or schedules an appointment and another user does this at the same time, this option, this service checks in the database if the service is actually available, the one that is ordered by user. And yeah, we would advise you to use it by default. And there is another feature which is really handy for the ones who actually create the websites for the customers. So for example, you created the website, you've set it up, everything works just fine, you set up the appointment, JetAppointment plugin, and you gave it to your customer. And then your customer goes to the settings, does something, resets something, and it doesn't work. So here's a wonderful feature, Hide Setup Wizard. Once it's enabled, so the settings have been saved, let's try to refresh the page. And if you scroll down, the setup has disappeared, as you can see. And right now I will disable it. One more time, the settings have been saved. Let's refresh the page. Yeah, the setup is enabled. So if a user clicks on Setup, he will have the opportunity to reset all settings, and then you will have to set it up manually one more time. It doesn't take that much time, right? But still, it's not really nice to do that over and over again. So you have the opportunity to hide this option. And also there is a Tools tab where you can clear the dates cache from your database. So guys, let's check what we can see under the Appointments tab right now. So here's the table of our future appointments. As of now, we have none. Okay, so if you remember, we have new forms added. Let's follow to the forms and open static page booking form. As you can see, it has been pre-made already, but we can also add some of the fields. So I will add the phone number, and it will be required. and we can leave other fields empty, and we also can add the comments. Okay, so let's make it unrequired, apply the changes and move it around a little bit. So right now we have to set up the notification settings. So they have been pre-created actually for us, but we also, if you remember, set the phone and comment fields during the setup procedure of the plugin. So right now let's add these macros, apply the changes, and update the form. So right now let's go back to the forms and do the same procedure to this single service booking form. So let's add the fields. It should be required. Apply changes, add new field for the comments. Mark it as unrequired, apply changes, move it around, and do the same procedure to the notification setting. Choose phone number and comments, apply the changes and update the form. So right now what we have to do is actually to apply the forms to the pages. So I'll start with the services page. Open it with Elementor. Okay, here is the services page with the listing grid of services, and I'll add the form widget to under this listing grid. So we have to pick the static page form. As you can see, here's the option to select the service, select provider, we can see the calendar and some other additional information. So I'll style it up a little bit. I will just change the color of required mark, and I will change the color in our calendar. So I'll make the weekdays on hover with this color, so user can actually see where his cursor, the mouse, is. And I will also change the slots color. So on normal I will make it green or red, and on active I will make it green. Okay, good. Should be fine as of now. Let's update the form and go back to WordPress dashboard. Actually, this tab can be closed, we don't need it. Okay, great. So we've added the forms to our pages, and right now we can set up the services posts. So right now, for these forms to work properly on the front end, we have to set the relations between the posts, and we also have to set the buffer time and the price for each service. If you remember, we've set the duration during the setup of the plugin to 2 hours. And as you can see, here's the list of different time possibilities. So you can set whatever time is comfortable for you for the duration of the service. So for the first day, I'll make it 4 hours, for example. In regards to the buffer time, this is actually the buffer time before and after the service is provided. So for example, for preparation of some service, the provider requires, let's say, 30 minutes. And after the service has been actually provided to the customer, the provider has to, let's say, use 45 minutes to clean the place and do some other things. So let's set the price to, let's say, $150, and let's set the relations. So choose the providers of this particular service. Okay, let's update the service, the post, and move on to other posts. So I'll have to spend some time on filling out this information. Let's leave it 2 hours, set, let's say 15 minutes. Let's say $70. Oh, sorry. $70 and make it Lyon and Tasha Lafferty. Update the form, sorry, the post, and move on to the next. Great, so wedding service. Let's make it good 7 hours with the ability to prolong. Let's put it 30, 45, let's say $500. It'll be Tasha, Brendan, Lee, and Sancho as well. Oh, sorry. Great. Okay. The buffet style lunch. Let's put it, I'd say 4 hours. For the preparation, 1 hour. After that, for cleaning, let's say 30 minutes. $400. Tasha and Sancho. Great. Corporate buffet. Good one. Let's say 3.5 hours. For the preparation, 30 minutes. After the service has been provided, let's say 15 minutes and $350. That'll be Lee, Brendan, and that's pretty much it. And the last service, delivery. Well, our chefs will not deliver the food, but, well, let's say it's 30 minutes, it's 15 minutes, it's, oh no, they have to cook the food first. So let's say 45 minutes, then 15 minutes. Let's say starting price will be $20. And just in case, let's enter the provider, for example, let's make it Sancho, just to have an example. Okay, great. So we've set up the buffer time, we set up the price for each service, and we set the relations between the posts. So right now, what we have to do is go to the front end. Here's the website. Let's refresh the page. Open the Services tab. And as you can see, here we have our form. So this is the page of the services, not the single service page. So here we have to choose the service that we would like to use. For example, it's wedding service, and choose the provider. Let's make it Tasha. Okay, right now we can choose the date. Remember, we set the public holidays. So let's check if these days are available. So March 8th was the Women's Day, and it is not available. User cannot actually pick it. Let's move further and search for Christmas Day. They are not available for the user as well. So let's go back and pick the date for our service. Let's say it's the 13th of February. We can choose the time. Let's make it this time. And let's enter the email. Phone number. And the comments, well, okay, let's try to book it now. So what do we have here? The checkout page, where we can enter all the information, and we can see the price, and we can choose the payment system that we would like to use for paying for the service. So right now I just showed you how the form the basic form, the static page form, works on the services page. I will not fill out the checkout information, but it works properly because this is the integration of WooCommerce. Right now, let's check and see how the single service form works. So we have the listing grid of the services, and let's, for example, try to order a first day special. So let's click on the first date, and here's the form. So right now, let's fill it out. Oh, and one more thing. On the previous form, user was supposed to select the service and as you can see here, there is no such opportunity to select the service because this is the single service page form. And for example, user already decided that he wants to order this first date special. So let's enter the information. Phone number. Select the provider, let it be Lyon, for example, and pick the date. Great, so here we can pick the time that we like. Let's make it 8 p.m. We don't need comments, and let's press book now. As you can see, we got redirected to the checkout page as well, but we will not fill it out right now. So let's check and see what do we have on the backend in our dashboard. Okay, so right now let's open appointments. As you can see, here are the appointments that have been scheduled. They are currently on hold because the form itself has not been properly filled out and they have not been paid. But anyways, the administrator has the possibility to change the status and contact the client, for example, to arrange other time if needed and stuff like that. So right now, let's try to disable WooCommerce integration because there are some of you who don't need to use the payment services, who just want to use it for the scheduling procedure. So let's go to settings and toggle off WooCommerce integration. So as you can see, the settings have been saved. So right now, let's check out the front end. Go to services, and let's try to book another service. Let's say corporate buffet, Brandon Cruise, 31st of January, no slots available. Let's try to use another date. Okay, there we go. Let's pick this time, enter the email, Croc tutorials for you, the phone number. It actually can be any phone number as of now because we're just testing. And let's try to book this service. Okay, so the form has been successfully submitted. And right now, let's go back to the backend and check what do we have in the appointments table. So as you can see, the following appointment has been added, and you can also view the details of the appointment and added the details as well, just like in the previous appointments. And also at the top of the page, you can see the filter bar, and you can filter the appointments by the service, by provider, and by the status as well. So guys, thank you very much for watching this tutorial. I hope that it was helpful and you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for staying with us. And if you have any questions or if you have any ideas, please let us know. Leave your comments below, leave the comments in the Facebook community, and just let us know if you like this kind of format of tutorials, because right now we are searching for the best solution for you. So thank you very much for watching one more time and have a great day. Cheers, guys!